Okay, we're going to have a look at how to factorise this expression here. Now, the first thing I must do when factorising is selecting which technique is suitable. So I'm going to go through my little checklist. First one it could possibly be is grouping. Then it could be a difference of two squares. Or it could be a HCF, a highest common factor. Or it could be a quadratic. Now I'm going to go through this little checklist and see which of these is applicable to this particular expression. The first one here, could it be grouping? Well, if we're grouping, we generally have 4 terms, and this only has 3, so I'm going to discount grouping. The next one is a difference of 2 squares, which generally has 2 terms, and this is 3 terms. I will discount that technique. The third one is a highest common factor, and I cannot think of a highest common factor that divides into all 3 of these terms. I will therefore discount a highest common factor. And the fourth and last I think is a quadratic. And this here looks like a quadratic trinomial. Now the technique I'm going to use to factorise this quadratic trinomial is the big X technique. So I'm going to write the sum down here, or the expression. And we have that. Now the first thing I need are 2 terms that multiply together to give you n squared. And those 2 terms are n and n. N multiplied by n is n squared. I'm then going to look at the 18. Now I need the factor pairs that multiply together to give you 18, and we would have 1 by 18, 2 by 9, or 3 by 6. Now what I generally do is start or select the pair where the 2 numbers are closest together, and that would be 3 by 6. So I'm going to put 3 here and 6 here, and just check. N by n is n squared, 3 by 6 is 18, we're doing okay so far, and I'm now going to cross these, like so, and n multiplied by 6 is 6n, and n multiplied by 3 is 3n. And I've used the n squared and I've used the 18. I'm now going to use the minus 11n, and that goes under here. And I must decide now, is there any way I can plus or subtract, add or subtract 3n and 6n to create minus 11n? And unfortunately there isn't. So that's a problem. I cannot use 3 and 6 anymore. So I'll cross those out, and we look to the next closest pair, which is above, which is 2 and 9. So I'm going to put 2 in here and 9 in here. I'll cross multiply. N by 2 is 2n, and n by 9 is 9n. And I must decide, are there any signs I could use on 2n or 9n to create minus 11n? And there are. It's a minus. So I'm going to go minus 2n and minus 9n. And let's check. Minus 2n minus 9n is 11n. So we're off to a good start here. I'm going to transfer those signs across, so the minus comes over here, and the minus comes over here. And I'm going to check how we're set up here. So n by n is n squared. That's working really well. A minus by a minus is a plus. That works well. 2 by 9 is 18. And minus 2n minus 9n is minus 11n. Everything is working out really well here. And that means I can then bracket the top and bracket the bottom, which I will do. There's the top bracketed. There's the bottom bracketed. I then put an equals here, and I write my top bracket here first, n minus 2, and I write the bottom bracket right beside it, n minus 9, and there I have factorised n squared minus 11n plus 18, factorises or puts itself into brackets to give you a bracket n minus 2, bracket n minus 9, and that is this expression factorised.